Okay, the new Bayern Munich team is absolutely terrifying. When you look at this squad on paper, it feels like a video game cheat code. Harry Kane, a striker obsessed with goals, who has started this season like a machine.
This is Kane, who curls into the corner.
Nicholas Jackson, a weapon full of pace and directness. Luis Diaz, a Colombian magician who brings explosiveness on the left wing.
Delicate little chip! What a story this!
Michael Elise, one of the most gifted young playmakers in Europe.
It's a really smart turn. Kane tries to help it on. That's the moment they wanted. Michael Elise!
Joshua Kimmich and Leon Goretzka, two midfield generals who control rhythm, dictate tempo, and destroy opposition plans. And behind them, Alphonso Davies, the lightning bolt at left back. Jonathan Tah and Dayot Upamecano, a wall of pure strength and composure in defence. Manuel Neuer, still a giant in goal, refusing to let age slow him down. And Jamal Musiala, the wonder kid, who's already playing like a Ballon d'Or contender. This isn't just a great team, this is a monster, and the man pulling the strings is Vincent Company, the so-called genius coach, who has turned Bayern into Europe's most terrifying machine. Across Europe, only one club still has a perfect record, and it's not Real Madrid, not Barcelona, not Manchester City, it's Bayern Munich. 9 wins out of 9 in all competitions, 5 out of 5 in the Bundesliga. The numbers don't lie, 22 goals scored in just 5 league matches and only 3 conceded. And the scary part? They're not just beating teams, they're destroying them. Leipzig battered 6-0. Hamburg crushed 5-0. Bremen wiped away 4-0. Bayern don't just win, they humiliate. Harry Kane already has 17 goals and 3 assists.
I don't know why they didn't get Harry Kane. It's the only club in the land that you could go to. Yeah. You know, Harry Kane, when he went to, why you break the bank for him, right?
Right, like, don't make me cry.
Guaranteed goals, guaranteed assists, guaranteed leader, guaranteed, like everything. We talk about that Les Ferdinand player. How that was allowed to slip through the net, I've no idea. Because it's the only place he could go. He couldn't go to Chelsea, he couldn't go to Arsenal. City had Haaland. The one club, the one club he can go to is Man United.
Luis Diaz has settled instantly with 4 goals and 3 assists of his own. Together they've turned Bayern's front line into the most dangerous in Europe. The stats are insane. Bayern have scored 34 goals in 9 matches. To put that in context, Barcelona have 22, Real Madrid 23, Liverpool 19. Bayern are operating on another level, and defensively, only 4 goals conceded numbers as good as Arsenal's elite backline. All of this built under the tactical vision of Vincent Company. His radical 2-4-4 structure, when in possession, is changing the way Bayern play. His philosophy is simple but deadly. High responsibility, high intensity, constant improvement. He demands his players go beyond their limits. And right now it looks like every single one of them is buying into his system. This isn't just Bayern Munich winning games. This is Bayern Munich rewriting the rules of dominance. And if things carry on like this, Europe should be terrified. When Bayern Munich announced Vincent Company as their new head coach, many doubted the decision. A young manager, fresh from relegation with Burnley, didn't exactly scream Bayern standard. But less than a year later, Company silenced every critic by lifting the Bundesliga trophy and reshaping Bayern into the most dangerous machine in Europe. The board clearly saw something in Company that others ignored. They believed he could revive the team after Bayer Leverkusen stole the spotlight with their incredible double in 2023-2024. And they were right. He didn't just steady the ship, he turned it into a warship. His first step set the tone. A 4-0 demolition of Ulm in the DFB Pokal. 4 straight wins in the Bundesliga with 16 goals scored, and a mind-blowing 9-2 against Dinamo Zagreb in his Champions League debut. Those results didn't just convince the players, they made the fans believe again. This was the birth of Company's tactical revolution. Bayern have always been about attack and entertainment, but Company took it to another level. His famous 2-4-4 in possession has become the ultimate weapon. Wingers like Michael Olise and Luis Diaz hug the touchlines, while fullbacks and midfielders push into the opponent's half to completely suffocate them. Right now, no team in Germany comes close to Bayern's dominance, in possession with 64% shots or goals scored. But Company didn't just unleash chaos going forward, he brought structure and clarity at the back. A settled back four, with Kim Min-jae and Dayot Upamecano finally playing consistently together, has restored confidence. As Philippe Lahm said, Company gave them clarity. Even in tough moments, his interventions have been decisive. Take the Klassiker against Dortmund. Bayern were 1-0 down at half-time.
Jamie Gitter!
Neuer admitted afterwards he was focused and analytical. His words changed the game. Bayern turned it around in the second half, and that calm authority is now Company's trademark. Tactically, he mixes flexibility with precision. His base systems are 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3, but he's not afraid to adapt. When attacking, he morphs into that daring 2-4-4. When building from the back, it's often a 3-2-5 with the double pivot creating balance. His philosophy is simple: dominate the ball, overload the final third, and press with suffocating intensity to trap opponents in their own half. And the numbers prove it. Bayern aren't just scoring more, they're scoring smarter. Their shot efficiency is plus 8.5, which means they're turning half chances into goals at a rate no one else in the Bundesliga can match. Compared to Tuchel's, Company's Bayern are producing 1.7 goals more per game than expected, a gap that terrifies opponents before a ball is even kicked. This season, Bayern look even sharper, more aggressive, more fluid. A team that has learned from Company's first year and now executes his vision with deadly precision. If last season was the revolution, this one feels like the consolidation of a dynasty in the making.
Harry Kane is smashing every barrier in Bayern Munich colours. The man once mocked for his no trophies curse is now rewriting history in Germany, and yet his mission is far from complete.
Harry, first of all, congratulations on the win. 2 goals, a new record. On Sunday, I interviewed Erling Haaland. We were talking about the records, and he knew about all the records. And don't tell me that you don't know about all the records.
I knew about this record, yeah, for sure. It was hard not to...
Kane's eyes are locked on the one prize missing from his career, the Champions League. And to get there, he stepped into the deadliest form of his life. Numbers don't lie. Kane has already hit 102 competitive goals for Bayern in just 105 games. Faster than Erling Haaland at Manchester City, faster than Cristiano Ronaldo at Real Madrid, two of the most ruthless strikers the game has ever seen, and Kane has gone past them. That's not hype, that's history. This season alone, his output is terrifying. 17 goals and 3 assists in only 9 matches. Add to that his perfect record from the penalty spot, 18 out of 18 in the Bundesliga, and you begin to understand why defenders walk onto the pitch already beaten. Kane has become a guarantee. Give him half a chance and he punishes you.
Ahí sale Luis, gambetea Luis, la pierde con Leimer, el pase para Kane, puede estar, le pega al arco, fenómeno.
What makes him even scarier is his variety. Long-range rockets, delicate chips, ruthless tap-ins, towering headers. He scores every type of goal. That's why fans across Europe are calling him the world's most complete striker right now. His Bundesliga record is untouchable. 72 goals in 68 appearances, faster than Lewandowski, faster than Müller, faster than Haaland. He's finding the net every 79 minutes. No one in German football history has ever been this efficient.
He is the best finisher in world football.
It's unbelievable. The pockets he gets into.
I've never seen anything like it.
It was terrible. Yes, we know that you've seen over our shoulder. Harry Kane.
Sorry, Harry. Harry.
And when Bayern needed a hero, Kane delivered 9 Bundesliga hat-tricks already, hitting the landmark quicker than any legend before him.
Yeah, for Luis Diaz and Kane!
But Kane isn't just a finisher, he is a playmaker too, with 45 touches per game, drifting into midfield, linking with Musiala, with Sané. With Diaz, he sets the tempo of Bayern's attacks. 22% of his passes go into the right channel, feeding runners like Olise, while he opens the opposite flank for Davies with precision. His presence turns Bayern's front line into a living, breathing system, not just a collection of stars. Even physically, his effort is astonishing. Kane covers over 6.5 miles per match. For a striker, that work rate is unheard of. He doesn't just score, he grinds, he presses, he creates. That's why Vincent Company calls him the engine and the executioner of Bayern's system. And let's not ignore the weight of his records. He became the first ever foreign striker to win the Torjägerkanone in his first 2 Bundesliga seasons. He overtook Lewandowski's mark for consecutive penalties, and he joined the top 20 scorers in Bayern history in record time. Yet, the names ahead of him, Lewandowski on 344, Müller on 570, remind us that his journey is only beginning. For Bayern, Kane isn't just a striker. He is the spearhead of Company's revolution. His consistency, his range, and his leadership make this Bayern attack the most terrifying in Europe. And the question now isn't whether he can keep scoring. The question is who, if anyone, can stop him. If there is one thing Vincent Company has proved, it is that details win games. Bayern's transformation under him is not just about scoring goals in bunches, it is about control, structure, and identity. The first pillar is Manuel Neuer. At 39, he is still rewriting the rulebook for goalkeepers. His saves are crucial, but even more terrifying is how Company uses him as the first playmaker. Every build-up begins at his feet. Every line-breaking pass sets the tone. Under Company, Neuer is not just the last wall, he is the first weapon. The second pillar is the centre-back pairing. Dayot Upamecano and Jonathan Tah, once inconsistent, now look like a synchronised unit. Company's clarity has removed the chaos. Anticipation, positioning, composure. The defensive base now allows Bayern to step higher, squeeze space, and force mistakes. It's the kind of defensive security that fuels aggressive football. The third key is the pressing game. Company's Bayern press in waves, with a high line that feels suffocating. The forwards hunt the ball, the midfield cuts passing lanes, the backline pushes up without fear. Opponents find themselves locked inside their own half, stripped of oxygen, and eventually stripped of the ball. This pressing identity has become Bayern's trademark under Company. Then comes the orchestration of Joshua Kimmich. In the past, Bayern sometimes lacked balance in midfield. Company fixed it by placing Kimmich as the anchor, supported by Pavlovic or Goretzka. He dictates the rhythm, speeds it up or slows it down, always choosing the right moment to hit the vertical pass. With him, Bayern's attacks don't feel improvised, they feel inevitable.
Köln, Schmitz, smuggled it out, Kimmich! Oh!
Out wide, Company's signings are delivering. Michael Olise stretches defences, Luis Diaz injects raw pace and unpredictability, and Serge Gnabry provides surgical assists. Every winger has a role, every movement is part of a bigger system. And waiting in the box, Harry Kane, the executioner. Cold, efficient, relentless. But the Company revolution is not just about the starting 11. The bench is alive. Guerreiro, Min-Ji Kim, young prospects like Jonah Kusiasare, they all come in with the same intensity, the same clarity of purpose. That depth makes Bayern sustainable across competitions, from Bundesliga to Pokal to Champions League. And finally the glue, the coaching staff. Company and his team radiate calm authority. They prepare obsessively, deliver clear instructions, and maintain unity when pressure builds. This harmony between tactical innovation and dressing room trust is why Bayern are not only winning, they are dictating the terms of every game.
Zeige nochmal. Also ich verteidige. I'm defending now against the winger. The moment come to my line, I have to be sure that I'm on the line of the defender, or he has to, so that he is offside, or I have to adapt. Play to him. I go and I can be aggressive.
That is the scary truth. Company has turned Bayern into a machine where every detail is sharpened, every player knows his role, and every opponent already feels outnumbered before the whistle blows. When you look at Bayern Munich today, line by line, it is no exaggeration to say they are the most terrifying team in Europe. Vincent Company has taken every player, polished their strengths, corrected their weaknesses, and created a squad that looks unstoppable. We begin in goal. Manuel Neuer, at 39 years old, still looks untouchable. His reflexes are sharp, his positioning is flawless, and his calmness under pressure makes the whole defence trust him. Under Company, Neuer has returned to his best version, commanding his area, saving one-on-ones, and even starting attacks with his legendary passing range. Remember the Super Cup final? When Stuttgart pressed high, Neuer broke lines with his feet, and then made 2 decisive saves that sealed the victory. He's not just a goalkeeper, he is still the captain and heartbeat of this side.
Natural runner with the ball at his feet. Leveling to the deflection. Neuer, miraculous goalkeeping.
A great reflex, gets his right arm.
Ahead of him, the centre-back pairing is pure authority, but Upamecano has finally cut out the nervous errors that haunted him in past seasons. Under Company, he plays aggressive, stepping forward to intercept and dominate duels. His aerial power makes him dominant on set pieces, and his recovery pace ensures Bayern can defend high without fear. Next to him, Jonathan Tah brings the calm. He reads situations earlier than anyone, positions himself perfectly, and builds play with vertical passes into midfield. Against Chelsea in the Champions League, Tah was unshakable, winning 7 duels and launching the attack that ended in Kane's penalty. This partnership is balance, aggression and serenity, steel and silk.
On he goes, on he goes! Jonathan Tah, that is a giant of a contribution.
On the left flank, Alphonso Davies is electric. Few players in the world can match his acceleration. With Company's tactical plan, Davies pushes so high he often looks like a winger. His overlapping runs stretch defences, and his recovery speed covers any mistake. Against RB Leipzig, his assist to Kane after sprinting 60 metres showed why he is still one of the best fullbacks alive. On the right, Josip Stanisic plays the opposite role. Less flashy, more disciplined. He holds his position, tucks in when Davies flies forward, and ensures the team remains compact. Under Company, Stanisic has been invaluable, not as a superstar, but as a silent worker who brings balance.
Ich lebe gefühlt immer noch irgendwie so einen Traum. Manchmal habe ich das Gefühl, vor allem lebe ich jetzt mein Leben, wo gefühlt Millionen Menschen.
The midfield is where Company's revolution shines. Joshua Kimmich is the conductor. With 90 touches per game, he dictates the tempo, deciding when to slow the match and when to accelerate. His diagonal passes to Musiala or Olise constantly break lines, while his defensive awareness shields the backline. Against Paphos, Kimmich completed 128 passes with 96% accuracy. Numbers that show total control. Alongside him, Leon Goretzka provides the muscle and the late runs. He covers every blade of grass, dominates aerial duels, and sneaks into the box like a striker. His goal against Hamburg, arriving late into the area, is classic Goretzka. With Kimmich and Goretzka, Bayern have both brains and brawn. And then comes the real terror, the attack. Jamal Musiala, only 22, is the jewel. He dribbles like a street footballer, but with the vision of a veteran. Under Company, Musiala has been given total freedom to float between the lines, and the results are breathtaking. Against Dortmund, his 2 assists came from simply creating magic where there was no space. He is unpredictable, and that makes him unplayable. Luis Diaz, the Colombian signing, has slotted in seamlessly. His speed, his directness, his ability to cut inside and shoot, or go wide and cross, make him a nightmare for defenders. In the 5-1 win over Paphos, Diaz destroyed the right flank and scored his first Bayern goal. He is chaos, and Bayern needed that chaos on the wing. On the other side, Michael Olise adds elegance. A left-footed technician with the ability to create or score, he has already shown his class with goals from outside the box, an assist that split defences in half. His cross for Kane against Bremen was pure quality. He's not just a dribbler, he is a playmaker disguised as a winger. And leading the line, the one and only Harry Kane. He has ended the curse of trophies and is breaking every record in front of him. 17 goals in 9 matches this season.
And Kane is going to go for it. Has he beaten Sheeran?
More than any striker in Europe. 100 goals for Bayern in just 104 games. Faster than Cristiano Ronaldo, faster than Erling Haaland. Kane is complete. Penalties, headers, tap-ins, screamers from 30 yards. But more than that, his link-up play is vital. He drops deep, drags defenders, and frees Musiala and Diaz. Against Chelsea, he scored twice, but also created 3 chances for others. Kane is not just a striker, he is the system. Of course, Company's Bayern is not only about the starters. From the bench, there is depth and quality. Rafael Guerreiro covers both midfield and defence with intelligence. Kim Min-jae, though rotated, remains a rock when needed. Youngsters like Tom Bischoff and Jonah Kusiasare are getting valuable minutes, adding energy when legs tire. And with Musiala, Davies and Kane all sometimes rested, Company trusts his squad to keep the intensity high. Line by line, this Bayern has no cracks. Neuer gives them security, The defence is balanced and fierce, the midfield dictates and dominates, and the attack is pure destruction. With this structure, Vincent Company has created not just a winning team, but a terrifying machine that looks built to conquer Europe.
Chance again for Bayern to build, and it's Gnabry. And Stanisic was up there, and that's a cracking goal from Olisa.
When you look at Bayern Munich today, one truth is impossible to ignore. This team is not just winning games, it is rewriting the script of European football. Vincent Company has turned doubts into dominance, and in less than 2 seasons, he has built a side that looks like it was designed in a laboratory for destruction. From Neuer's leadership in goal to Kane's unstoppable scoring, every single line of the pitch is filled with power, balance, and intelligence. The defence no longer cracks under pressure. The midfield no longer gets outrun. The attack no longer wastes chances. Everything feels synchronised, everything feels controlled, and at the same time, everything feels explosive. The numbers are frightening. 9 wins in 9 matches, 34 goals scored, only 4 conceded. A start to the season that has already entered history books. And when you put those numbers next to the talent on the pitch, the message is clear. Bayern Munich are not here to compete, they are here to dominate.
Did really, really well, I think. Of course, there are things to improve defensively, the balance of the team, things like that. For our first season there, I think it was brilliant, and we see with Michael Olise, for example, and how much some players have improved individually, how well they've done this season. So there's a lot of optimism, I think, going forward.
This is not Tuchel's Bayern. This is not Nagelsmann's Bayern. This is a different beast. A team that believes in pressing high, playing brave, and punishing every mistake with clinical precision. A team that looks hungry, fresh, and ruthless again. And the man behind it is Vincent Company. A manager once questioned, now feared. His tactical clarity, his man management, and his winning mentality have brought the German giant back to life. Bayern have always been strong, but now they feel inevitable. If this is how they look in September, imagine how they will look in May. The Bundesliga already seems too small for them. The real question is Europe. Can anyone stop this machine when the Champions League nights arrive? Right now, the answer feels obvious. Bayern Munich are not just back, they are terrifying.